Hey guys, it is PlazmaScream, and this week we are having Arkham Knight Catwoman as our challenge character. This is a very, very powerful and lethal character that you definitely want to try and get and pair together with her Arkham Knight teammates, which she works best with. Let's go ahead and check out her passive here. So, her damage over time that she gets from her bleed from Special 1 and Special 2. But not just that, if she happens to have any DOT gears like Ibistic or Heart of Darkness, Lescope Helmet, League of Assassins Blade, any of those will work as well. But any DOT she does from her Special 1 or Special 2, the opponent cannot escape from it by tagging out. Normally when you take very strong DOT, you want to try and get out of there so you don't, die. So you don't your HP doesn't go over to 1 or it's really low or any of that. You want to try and escape from it. You cannot do that with her. If she hits you with Special 1 or Special 2 and that DOT gets applied, especially if she's very strong and augmented, you're basically screwed. Like you will go down to 1 HP. Like there's very few things that can save you. Like very few. Blackest Night team is one with Flash. Injustice 2 Aquaman, which is not used very much, but that's another one. And then Arcanite Batman. And then kind of Astro Harness, but honestly, not even really that, because the DOT lasts longer than the barriers do. So by the time the barrier goes down again, and you're not invincible anymore, you will still be bleeding out afterwards, and it will take you even further down to low HP. So really, not even Astro Harness can save you. It can, if she doesn't have Tainted Totem, you can protect yourself from the Special or Special 2 to prevent it from applying the DOT. But if she has Totem, then that will not protect you, and she will get you eventually, which is very scary. But anyway, that's a passive. Also, if she is paired with Arcanite teammates, that is the Arkham Knight or Arcanite Harley or Arcanite Batgirl, or if you have him by chance, Arcanite Batman, not Arkham Origins characters and not just Arkham characters like Harley and Killer Croc, has to be specifically Arkham Knight characters. Also, there's a weird thing with her in Batman Returns Catwoman, who you would otherwise think would be a good pairing with her. Instead of her getting an additional 100% damage increase through her DOT, it is nerfed to only be 50%. So you're actually just better off, if you want to make her DOT stronger, to just pair her alongside Arcanite characters and not use Batman Returns with her. And let's go ahead and look at her challenge. So you only need Green Lantern, Nightwing, and Joker to do the challenge. Those are very easy characters to get. 2 of these are bronzes. One of them, just be a silver character if you want to do that. Very easy to get. You can do this early on in your Injustice account if you want to, and you should. And no matter where you are in your account, whether you're early game or late game, you should definitely do this challenge because it's a very strong character. But that is a challenge. That is a passive. Let's go ahead and look into how to gear her and her teammates. So, we have Catwoman right here, and her stats are pretty high. She has very high damage and low health, which is actually a good thing because that's very min-maxed. I mean, she's going to have high damage and low health. The health is least important, while damage is most important, so it's very, very good. Base 1300 damage and base 1000 health, which is super nice. And that allows her to be Elite 9 because of the stat spread. You could go Elite 10 if you want to, but honestly, Elite 9 is probably the best way to go about it. Probably the safest way to go about it. For gears, you can make her a carry. Now, her Special 2, because it has bleed on it, it will do reduced damage. It's not as much as it would normally be for other characters, though. So it does have some reduced damage, but it's not a lot. Meaning, she still makes for a very effective carry. You can definitely achieve KOs with a Special 2, possibly more than one per Special 2, because it is 6 hit 3 KO, which is pretty nice. You knock out a whole team. It doesn't happen often because it does, again, not the highest damage Special 2, but it is strong enough to get, on average, maybe 1 to 2 KOs. And even if she doesn't KO the next opponent that tags in, she will afflict them with bleed DOT and any remaining health they would have had from taking that last hit or the remaining hits that Special 2, it's basically just going to go straight to 1 or straight to 0 so fast. And even if they block, here's the fun thing, even if the next opponent tags in and starts blocking, they're going to take DOT and it's going to just rot them down so fast that when you click on the Special 2 again from the Power Refund from Totem, they will not even be able to defend themselves. Like they will be taking the bleed damage and especially 2 damage from Arcanite Catwoman, and if she has enough damage and enough stats, it will just straight up KO them. They can't even stop him. They cannot even stop her, especially if she has Arcanite teammates. And speaking of those, we're going to go ahead and pair her with Arcanite Harley Quinn. I would normally not really use her on most teams, but this is really a good team to use her on. Not even really because of her passive or anything, but because she is an Arcanite character. If you wanted, you could have Arcanites here or Arcanite Batman, but I will say it is kind of nice to get a heal or a damage increase, in a pinch if you really need it. That could be helpful. For her, I would just make her a standard tank at Elite 0 with these gears here. Always good to have those gears on a tank character. It is the best way to gear your run-of-the-mill average tank. Generally, can't go wrong with this. Astro, 2 Elite 4th World. As for the support, because you're going to need a support for her, Catwoman does not have the greatest time against Astro Harness, so you definitely want to have some kind of way to remove that. You have 2 options. If you have a Batman character, like Arcanite Batman, that's going to be really good for you. I don't have him because I don't have the money, I'm not going to lie to you. But alternatively, we do have what you don't have to pay money for, Arcanite Batgirl. And this is a really good pick for her. And for her, I would do Claw of Horus plus Rags, basically Scimitar, and then probably Ibistic as the last gear. Because her special one can apply gear effects 3 times, so she could get up to 3 gear shatters in one special one, and also apply DOT from Ibistic and other gears if you have it up to 3 times. So that is extremely good for her. And also because she is a Arkham character, Catwoman can be rescued by Arcanite Batgirl's passive. If she gets the 1 HP and is about to get KO'd, Batgirl can rescue her and prevent her from being knocked out, so she can tag in again later and get you to win the match with not special 2. That is the team. We're going to go ahead and show you how they do. Okay, so Harley is the lowest stats, so I can just scroll through here, put her here, then a little bit more. So we back row right here, and then Catwoman should be right about here. Alright. So I missed her breakthrough for Catwoman, so unfortunately I did not get to promote her past 7. But if I did do the breakthrough, I would do it. And then I promoted to Elite 9. But unfortunately, for the time being, she is stuck at Elite 7. But I just want you to know that if I could, she would be higher than this right now. But for the time being, this is what we're going to have to deal with, unfortunately. And then I'll also keep Harley at 0 and Batgirl at 1. Those promotions are correct. For Catwoman at 7, just for the time being, though. But let's go ahead and do some matches so you can see the team in action. The original idea for Catwoman was to do her alongside Red Sun Batman and Red Sun Wonder Woman. And the idea behind that was to give her power generation so that she could utilize her signature gear, which is Diamond Tip Claws. And the reason why that would be good is because it actually gives crit boost for Catwoman characters and also special 2 damage increase. This would actually be enough damage to out damage Heart of Darkness. But I decided let's just do just make it simple. Just use Heart of Darkness, which is what I have right now. Okay, I definitely blocked that, but okay. Okay, see, he's got 4th roll, but he's still dying. And we're just slicing through him. Okay, pretty good. Okay, so that's a Killer Frost and a Raven. I'm glad I kind of waited to click on that. But if I'm able to get 2 bars fast, what's going to happen is Catwoman's going to tag in, get a special 2, KO the Killer Frost because it's Elite 0, it's very weak. And she's going to keep going, and you're going to get to see the DOT on the Raven and the Batman. So, let's get in there. I'm going to try and just slow this down. I kind of wanted to... Yeah, there you go. I don't want to knock her out just yet, but now I'm gonna do it now. So I intentionally waited. Oh, really? Okay, so here's a good chance to showcase Batgirl. Okay, and we're gonna do it right now. Nice block break. And we're gonna do special one. We're gonna wait. Tag it now. Unfortunately, it did not get shadowed. That is very unfortunate. I had a strong chance to shadow that, but looks like I shadowed literally every other gear besides it. Okay, I'm just gonna tag out. Yeah, because he's gonna come in. And then we're gonna wait. Say that's annoying, but Astro Harness saved us. We're gonna wait. And now. Yeah, you need to chill out, buddy. Okay. I'm going to just stall. Yeah, you see the health already going down. Okay, she's gonna rescue, and then we're going to look at that DOT just rotting her down. Yeah, look at that, just destroyed. And that shows, you know, the rescue from Batgirl. It shows the DOT from Catwoman. That was a nice little showcase. And that's not even with augments. I got 0 augments since Catwoman. She is none. I used to have her augmented on my own account. I do miss that Catwoman because she was really fast. I had her in Elite 10, and she was max crit. She was really, really strong. Like, she was super fast. It was so fun to use her. I definitely recommend this crit out anyway because it just makes her more strong and makes her DOT stronger. So this should be a really good showcase here. Nothing crazy. Okay, I might even, yeah, we're going to KO here, and then the last hit is going to hit Batman, and then watch how much damage it does. He's outnumbered right now, and he's taking all that damage. Look at that. That's crazy. And then we're going to keep going. And then watch this. Look at that damage. Gone. Just, she was there for 1 second, and then gone. Poof. And that's why she's so good, is because, like, when the opponent tags in, they get hit with that, the remainder of the special 2, and it makes them start bleeding. Okay, this is kind of funny. It's a mirror match. So, they have Harley in the first slot, which is actually bad for them. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to showcase a special 1 this time. But what I was saying is, when they are afflicting with bleed damage, bleed actually makes people take 20% more damage while they are bleeding. So it just makes them... Man, you are a jerk for this. But I'm patient. Yep, see, this is why you want Totem, because... Okay, and then I'm going to do it a second time. Okay, it's Astro Harness, LesCorp set. This guy is really afraid of Catwomans. Okay, that Harley is going to go like 0 HP so fast, though. I'm just going to wait. We're good. Nothing to worry about. We're okay. That's tagged in. Just wait. Okay, and then go. I should better reach her from here. Unfortunately, I did not. I might KO there, though. Not yet. But this will KO right here. Okay, and that's really nice. Just wait. And again. Okay, I'm actually going to go into Harley. Because just in case... Yeah, just in case she tags in. This should be enough DOT to knock her out right here. Not just yet. Not just yet, but she's not going to go for a super move. Thank God. Oh, wow. Yeah, literally, you see that? Her DOT from Catwoman was so powerful that it rotted her all the way down to 1 HP, and then it went further than that, and it removed all of her Astro Harness health as well. That is how powerful her DOT was. Not even Astro Harness was able to save her. It just completely destroyed her. All of her protection, even from the power shield, gone. All of her health, gone. While she was tagged out. That is how strong it is. And that was just 2 special 1s. And I have no augments. You saw that. That's how freaking strong this is. I'll be even faster, even stronger if I was max crit. And I'm not. I'm not. And it's still strong. Okay. So that she tagged in. Good thing I timed that right. We're going to wait. Now. Okay. This might not KO. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay. That's fine. We're going to tag out. Not even healing is going to stop me. Okay. Nice block. Okay. I'm going to go for a special 1, because why not? That was not even 200%, but watch what it does. Okay, and then we'll tag out. Time it right here. And then... One more time. Oh, not that. and he's dead. So that was a nice little showcase of the whole team. You didn't get to see Harley do her passive, but what matters is she was on the team. You know, she did utilize her tank gears with Astro Harness in Fourth World, and she did give Catwoman even more DOT, more DOT damage. So she still played a part, and of course you saw Batgirl utilizing her gear shattering and her DOT, which is really nice, and Catwoman just destroying everybody. I mean, I didn't even try. You know, that was pretty easy. I will showcase that team I talked about a second ago in case you did want to do that. But do note that the DOT would not be quite as powerful if you utilize this. But the idea would be Red Sun Wonder Woman for the extra power generation, combined with Red Sun Batman. And instead of Heart of Darkness, you would actually utilize, if you were a max crit, you would use Diamond Tip Claws right here, because you can see 50% crit boost for Catwoman characters, and damage boost to Special 2 by 18%. So that would make her crit Special 2 is extremely strong. That would actually help out a lot with her Special 2 damage, because, you know, so you saw that I'm not augmented, so I wasn't always getting the KO, but if I was, I would get the KO. But this would actually make that even stronger, you know, with crit augments. She would be extremely strong with Special 2. Would even give her the capabilities to just slice through Black Knight characters, even with their resurrections, you know, without even, you know, trying. But that would be what you use there. And then, of course, for here, I would use Claw Horse and Ibistic and Rags. You could also do, like, you know, maybe Lesko Palma in there for one more DOT, or Heart of Darkness for even more power generation. You know, this together is 50% with Wonder Woman that combines for 80%, which is an insane amount of power generation for Batman. So really, you only need Razor Scimitar, but this is just a standard gear selection, you know, for just in general. Just good for most Batmans. And then, of course, you know, like we used with Harley, I would do Astro Fourth World. So yeah, now I will show some setups if you want to do a Arkham Knight Catwoman defense team. Because I have used her some in the past on defense teams to varying success rates. These teams are kind of tricky to make, I'm not going to lie, because every character on this team is going to want to have Astro Harness. Everybody. That goes for Catwoman, Harley, and Batgirl. Another thing is on defense, if you did not know, the character in the first slot, even if they have crit augments, they are not going to have critical attacks. Which means if you put a character in the first slot of crit augments, it's basically going to be wasted on defense. Not on offense, but on defense, this is the case. That's why a lot of times when you check people's accounts and their teams, it'll showcase like the first character with crit augments and the second character as well, but not all three. I don't know why this is, but that's how it is on defense. So that's another good thing. You want all three of these to be max crit, right? For, you know, Harley and her passive, because her passive can actually crit and be very powerful if it lands unblocked. And then, of course, Batgirl as well, with her very powerful special ones, or special twos with the stuns from her rescues and such. Especially with like unblockable specials, because it does make some of her specials unblockable, 30% chance for each hit. Like all these characters want crit augments, so like trying to figure out which one should be in the first slot is really difficult, right? And like I said, each one wants Astro Harness as well. Now, in my experience, I've had the most success utilizing Astro Harness. You could use Cloak of Destiny, though you don't have to. Setup like this is very strong, even if she does not have access to a special one at the time. Like even if you're fighting like an Earth 2 Grundy team or Killer Frost team, and power generation is you know, kind of hard to get, she can KO people with her basics, and those basics can hit very hard if she's max crit and she gets that stun from the rescue, which they cannot defend against. And another thing is, if you get a 20% chance to stun on tagging, and that rescue tagging counts as tagging, she can stun when she does that, and then afterwards she can hit that rescue attack. If that rescue attack connects and she's crit augmented, it can crit, and it will do increased damage because of Cloak of Destiny and Necron Scythe, and it will just come straight up one-shot people. So that is extremely deadly when it happens. It's not often, but it can happen. So that's definitely something you can utilize. Another option is Necron Scythe and League of Assassin Knives. This is also very good. This does AoE damage to the entire team. Area of effect damage. Further increases the damage from the special one as well for 40%. And of course, the power generation is really nice too. This is just in general really nice gear to have on her. If you don't want to use that, another option you could do is this. This still gives a very large damage increase to special 1 set, 30%, and special 2 as well, which is pretty cool. While also applying DOT. Like you saw earlier, Arcanite Backrow can apply DOT up to 3 times from one special 1. So even if somebody were to survive her special 1, be it by resurrection or by damage reduction, or maybe they're immune to crit or stuns, any of that, they would still take a whole lot of DOT damage. And if she has max crit, that's would be 250% crit damage. And DOT, if someone is crit augmented on defense, every tick of DOT, all that DOT damage will crit. So we're talking about basically up to 75% of somebody's health gone from DOT. So just imagine taking the stun nuke from the Necron Scythe from the rescue, and then after that taking the DOT damage. Like, you're just gonna die. There's no surviving that, man. You can also utilize this right here if you want to make back up the carry. This is very, very good. Of course, Tainted Totem is, she's going to tag in. She's going to get that 1 bar guaranteed, and then she's going to drop the special 1 or special 2 with Necron Scythe, and then she's going to smash through everybody. She's going to be a wrecking ball. So that's definitely an option. Definitely lots of gears to pick from that I've utilized. I think, honestly, this one right here and Cloak of Destiny with Necron Scythe is probably your best bet. And of course with Astral Harness in the first slots. So that's an option. Now, the tricky thing here is, how do you gear Harley and Catwoman? We already have Astral Harness put on back row, and I do believe this is the best way to go about it. But also, like I said, Harley's passive doesn't work if she's in the first slot. Catwoman can't get crit from her crit augments in the first slot, but she doesn't really need it because it's so strong. As you've seen already, it's so powerful even without crit augments. So maybe you're good with this setup right here. I'm actually gonna go like this, because what you want to do is, if you have it in this order, back row is going to tag in the latest amount of time. She's not going to tag in shortly. And first, you want to make sure back row tags in, very late in the match. You don't want to tag her right away or after a KO. None of that. You want back row to only tag in if it's a rescue, or but yeah, you get the idea. But the scariest gear for Catwoman is Quake Engine. That makes it so if she goes for a special 1 or special 2 and you start taking that DOT, it is going to do increased damage, because specials in DOT do 50% damage against the enemy with less than 1 bar power. And after it's finished, it can re-trigger and last even longer on that opponent. And her DOT on her specials already lasts so long. 10 seconds. That's a long time in a match. That's a long time to be bleeding out. So that Quake Engine is going to make these DOT from bleed last in the same amount of time. Yeah, see here, 10 seconds on special 2 and special 1. That's a lot of freaking damage. And once it gets you down to 1 HP, or if you get KO'd, it can re-trigger and go onto the teammate, especially if they tag out. So what's going to happen is, say you do a special 1 on somebody, right? They're like, oh no, I'm bleeding, I gotta get out of here. They're going to tag out, but then they're going to be bleeding in the background, and that DOT is going to re-trigger onto the next opponent. And what's going to happen is you're going to have 2 opponents bleeding at the same time, and it's going to drop both of them down to 1 HP, and you basically just drop 2 of the opponent's teammates with 1 special, even if they blocked it. That's insane. That's crazy. So Quake Engine is the best gear to have on her, by far. Other gears you can have on her, you could put Razor Scimitar. That way she could do a special 1 right away. That's a good pick. She doesn't have Astral Harness. I do believe something like this would be really nice, but you really want to have Astral Harness on Catwoman. I'm not counting on a back row, Arcanite back row. So it's really tough not having Astro Hunters on her. This would be otherwise a really nice, good setup. I think I do like the idea of Quick Engine and Race Course Scimitar. Let's see what else we can do. It's okay if she's squishy because you kind of want her to get rescued. So a good idea, honestly, a good idea would be like Heart of Darkness, because if she goes for that special one, she will be able to get that power back for another special one after. Or maybe she doesn't go for a special one at all for some reason, because the AI is weird sometimes. Maybe she goes for special 2 instead. That would increase the damage of special 2. And also make it easier for to get that special 2 because of the 30% power generation from her. And another cool thing is, and this is probably really effective, if opponent tags out, they receive damage up to 20% of the equipped character's damage. As we talked about, Arcanite Catwoman already has very high damage. And if she's promoted, that's like really, really high, right? So if you're using one of those teams, like we do, unfortunately this would kind of punish us. Like, you see the team that we talked about here, like where you have Elite 1 Batgirl and Elite 0 Harley, and then Elite 9, in this case 7, but 9 Catwoman. That would make your 2 lower stat support characters take a lot of damage from this Heart of Darkness from tagging out from Catwoman. Because what they're going to do is, oh no, she has Race School Scimitar. She has Quake Engine. If she touches me, I'm dead. I gotta get out of here. I gotta go into my Astro Harness user. So you tag out your character in the first slot. Your character in the first slot is basically dead now, because they just took like a crazy amount of damage. Like if she's Elite 9, for example, I don't know the number there. I'm thinking something like 65, around there, 60 something K damage, right? I don't know the number, don't quote me, but we're going to say, for the sake of argument, 65k damage. 10% of that is 6,500. 20% makes that 13,000 damage. So if you are actually utilizing low stat characters with not much health, basically those characters just got dropped down to 1 HP immediately. And it's like, they're basically dead. So I think this would be a really good setup for her. It would punish you from tagging out, trying to escape from Quake Engine and Rags. And if you stay in, basically if you tag out, you die. If you stay in, you die. That's the idea behind this. So I like that setup there. Still think this is a good idea. Actually, you know what? Let's give Cloak of Destiny to Batgirl, and we are going to have Harley with Tainted Totem. I don't normally like doing this, but this is admittedly a kind of decent setup. So we're going to have Tainted Totem, and I will say one important thing about Harley is a lot of times it's really hard for her to stop using special 2s, and therefore she's always going to have power, right? She's always going to have power, and so as a result, I think what would be a good fit with this is Batman Ninja Helmet. The more power you have, right here, for every 5% available power, damage received is reduced by 2.3% for every 5%. So if she's got 2 bars, and she will always have 2 bars because she's going to have power gain from her passive whenever someone tries to tag in, as you saw earlier. When I fought the enemy Harley Quinns, when she tags in and she goes for her machine gun attack, she's doing all those hits, and all those hits is giving her like power on every single attack. So when she tags in with this plus Tainted Totem, that would give her a crazy amount of power generation. And then Tainted Totem, she gets 1 bar on tag in, and she's going to basically have like 2 or more bars on tag in. So it'll be very, very difficult to do damage to her. Other gears you can use alongside that. Killer Croc Companion card will give you even more damage reduction. I think that could be a good setup, if you want to do that. I don't like her signature gear, but it is an option. I don't have it because I shattered it because I hate it. I'm not going to lie. But if you have the dual revolvers, that would not be a terrible pick for her, because even if she does not pick the flower to heal her team, she would still heal the team, because it gives you a heal to the entire team, even if you don't pick the flower, because just clicking the special 2 button at all, regardless if it's the bomb or the flower or the portrait, the damage increase, it will give you a heal to the entire team no matter what. So, and she, like we said, she's going to click its special 2s a lot, like over and over and over. So basically, that's just full heals every single time. Another option, I do like using Ninjatos in a lot of teams, so this is a good pick. But you kind of, want to use other stuff in this case. Enchantress is an interesting case because sometimes when she goes for her special twos, right? Despite them doing 0 damage, Enchantress skulls can still fly out, and that will make it so the opponents cannot damage her. She does not have Astro Harness, but Enchantress skulls can sometimes fly out when she goes for a special 2, even if it's not the bomb attack. And when those skulls are flying out, the opponents cannot click specials and special 1, 2, or super moves. They cannot attack her with those until the skulls are finished flying out. So that will be a good way to interrupt the opponent from utilizing specials. So that's a good option. I will say also, if she happens to go for any bombs, and you'll do pretty good damage with those, and then the skulls will do additional damage for each of those as well. So that'd be a good synergy there as well. Other gears. I already talked about Killer Croc. What else? Oh, this is a gear you could use. So, like we talked about, Harley's machine gun attack, her counter attack to someone tagging in, that can actually crit. So Let's Go Helmet gives crit boost. That would give a damage increase, and one of the very, very few ways to give a damage increase to that attack, which would be giving her crit boost and crit augmenting her. So if she's augmented, she's going to have 250% crit damage. This makes that 300%. So that would actually increase the damage of her machine gun attack, while also giving her damage reduction because it has the 40%, block increase, which is really nice. Add that with Batman helmets, so the 2 helmets, and that would make her very, very, very tanky when she blocks. So that would just make her just a pain in the neck to take out. And another thing you could do, if you wanted to, you can actually take off Necron Scythe. I think this is best used on back row, but you could use this if she happens to get a KO, which she might from her machine gun or from her bomb attacks or even super moves. This would reward her, especially for the super moves, because she happens to go for a lot of those when she's getting all that power. This would give her a resurrection, not this, resurrection from that KO right here. See KO enemy to get resurrect with 65% on health, 65 health resurrection. So it's kind of like a Blackest Night resurrection, but it's not the full HP, like let's say Flash would, but it's better than Fourth Ward. It's kind of like in between. I don't have it maxed out, but you could use Soul Taker Sword right here. The reason why I say that would be good because it actually gives you a damage increase. The damage drain right here. Depending on the damage stat of the opponent that she knocked out, she will get a, I believe it's like 15% damage increase drained from their stats. Like she will use their stats to it'll get absorbed into her. And basically what this can mean is it can increase, all of her attacks, her basics, her special super move, all that. And this is one of the very few ways to increase the damage of super moves because they do not crit, and there's no gears that increase the damage of them besides Batmobile. But that only works on Batman characters. So this could be a way to increase the damage of her super move, which is very dangerous because she's constantly, making you take damage with her machine gun, and you've probably taken a lot of damage from Batgirl's Rescue and Catwoman's DOT. So you're gonna have not a whole lot of damage to defend yourself against her super moves. And you'll see when you fight her, especially if she's tagging in a whole lot and doing her counterattack. She does that all the time. That's gonna give her 3 bars all the time. So she's got a strong shot to go for a lot of super moves in one match. But also, you see life drain here too. She could go for the bomb attack, and even if that's doesn't even if it's not using revolvers, and even if she's not going for the flower attack, it will actually still heal her, especially if she goes for a critical hit by chance. That will do a lot of healing for her, so that could be really cool. It's not guaranteed; it's only 50%, so it's not like Let's Go chest armor, but it is an option. And for what it's worth, the unblockable basics are nice as well. So I think this could be a pretty good setup here. Go ahead and go show the gears one time. Arcanite back roll with Astro Harness, Cloak of Destiny, Necron Scythe. If you wanted to, you could do League of Assassin Knives in here if you wanted to. That would be like this. Or you could do the Ibistic as shown here. And then you have the gears for Harley right here. Nice damage reduction, nice block increase. And you got Titanium as well. There's a couple of gears you could use instead of helmet, but I think I like this setup right here. And then Catwoman shown here as well with Heart of Darkness, Quick Engine, and Rags. That is probably what I would use for defense for this team. But that is about all I can say for this team. One more thing that I would mention, if I haven't already, if you do have Arcanite Batman, I would not really use him on defense. He's not quite as good. You can't pick what buffs that he picks from his Wayne Tech passive. You don't have control of that. You do when you play on offense, but you do not on defense, so you have no idea what he's going to pick. So a lot of people like to build around, trying to give him like a, make him do a super move at the start of the match, but I don't know. Like, you can't control if he's going to do that. It's kind of unreliable. It's inconsistent, is what I'm trying to say. But if you want to use him on offense, you could. You don't have to use Harley on offense if you don't want to. You can use Batman. You could do a team of like Batman plus Batgirl plus Catwoman. That'd be good. Or you could do Batman plus Harley plus Catwoman. Any of those. But basically, Catwoman, no matter what, he's gonna be the carry, and Batman's gonna be the support. But yeah, that's about all I can tell you about Arcanite Catwoman. This is a very, very good character, very strong, very powerful. I would definitely do her challenge, because if you don't, it's kind of hard to get her. Basically, your only chance to get her is from Nth Metal Per Packs, and that's not guaranteed. So if you don't get her this week, it's going to be tough luck trying to get her otherwise. But you definitely should, even if you're early game. This is a very, very good character, very strong character. Also very good for Phantom Zone as well, because of how strong that DOT was. And you saw how strong it was when we played those matches. Like that one character, I think it was like a Harley Quinn, she got rotted down like 1 HP even with her Astro Shield. It did not even save her. That's crazy. I will mention that this season is Scarecrow's Mask. I do recommend getting this gear, like all MP gears, because, you should get it at least once, at least top 5%. You don't have to go crazy if you don't want to, but you definitely should still get it. It's a good damage reduction gear. I like it for Survivor. Makes my tanks really good. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you guys learned some things today about the Arcanite's team and Arcanite Catwoman, and hope you guys enjoy using her and using the team when you get her today after doing the challenge. But see you guys later. Thank you.